Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, what's good, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to the Swamp. I'm Nicholas Brown, your host, and today is going to be a continuation of last week. You know, some people called and they chimed in way too late, forgetting that I only have 30 minutes, but it's all good. I'm going to make the most of it this time around. It's a continuation of the last segment, as I stated, on street harassment. And I saw some more video footage on street harassment. A former Miss America or Miss Universe, I believe from Washington, D.C., this was her platform that she said that she was fighting against, street harassment. And it just kind of tripped me out. I mean, some of what they consider in street harassment, once again, from what I've been seeing, is just guys pretty much just catcalling, you know, trying to say hi to a female, and that's about it. Now, a woman can either choose to ignore or leave that alone. But in terms of calling it harassment and trying to pass it as a crime, I mean, it's kind of stupid. Because there's plenty of people who are now couples that started off because a guy approached a female or said that she was beautiful or had on something nice or something of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Now, some of the extremes that I've heard that's kind of sad is when guys take it too far, you know? Like sit there and try to grope the female or what have you, push her up against the wall, stuff like that. Yeah, that's just taking it too far. But the last I checked, that wasn't called street harassment. That was called sexual assault. There's already crimes, there are already laws and crimes categorized it already. So you don't really have to throw in anything extra talking about street harassment. It just doesn't make any sense. Seriously. I mean, shoot, I remember, as I said last time, some of my friends and myself at times will approach a female, and if we didn't like how she responded or whatever, then yeah, we got ignorant with it. I'm not gonna lie, it was wrong on our part. But then after a short while, I was like, you know what, this is stupid. I mean, spent part of my time trying to talk to the girl, and now I'm insulting her. That only makes me look bipolar in a way, you know. So let me stop from doing all that. So, with this movement, it seems like there's a lot of people saying that these women are feminists, in a way. And, I mean, I wouldn't say all of them are feminists. Some of them, they're just women that, you know, they're getting tired of being approached and hollered at or whatever. But then some guys who I come across, they say that, and some females even say that if it's a guy who the woman thinks is attractive, then it's not really harassment. She'll be open to him giving her a compliment or catcalling her because she thinks that he's attractive. See what I'm saying? Like she'll give, you know, the pretty boy a pass or what have you, or a guy who she deems handsome a pass. Wait, hold up. Looks like somebody's calling in. Caller, where you hitting me up from? Hello? Well, it looks like we had a wrong number. Looks like we had a wrong number or a call drop. Alright, hopefully they'll call back. If you don't know, the number is 347-850-8142. Chime in, but don't chime in too late, because it seems like people love chiming in too late when they're dealing with me. Alright, I think the caller's trying to come back. It's a 111 number. It's kind of odd. Alright. Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hey, hello, caller, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I wasn't really listening, and this is BX Princess, Constant Stat from Facebook. But,
hey,
what was you talking about? Because I didn't even, hear, the whole beginning of the blog segment.
Well, we're talking about street harassment, this new movement that's going on with women. What's your definition of it, and what examples of street harassment have you faced where guys have taken it way too far, where you was like, that's just wrong, sexual assault, if you will, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's over the top that I've experienced, would be like the name calling. A dude would ask me for my number, and, I would reject them, and it'd be like, oh, you bitch, and, you too big to be acting like that, like little stupid shit, but
what?
It's not, it's like no dude has ever, like, put his hands on me, no, but, like, I mean, like, up here where I'm at, they say crazy things out their mouths, like, they really don't care, but I've been called a B before. Like, I've had one dude, he was like, where I come from, we throw bottles at bitches like you. Like, they really get in their feelings up here. I'm serious, they really get in their feelings up here in New York about not, when you don't respond, like, their mouth is just crazy. So, that's been my experience. I never really had anything too much more than that. Then when I was a lot younger, and I was, like, smaller, and my shape was, like, more intact, it was kind of worse. Back then, I didn't know what the hell was going on because I was a lot younger. So, I wasn't looking at things the way I look at it right now. But, dudes are out of control, though. They're getting out of control. I think that a lot of dudes, particularly like, I'm good, just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not trying to cut you off, but there's another caller coming in. I'll let you continue your point. Let me introduce this person. 503.
It's Chris.
Hey, how you doing, brother Chris? Could you hold on for a second? Let the female finish her point. Go ahead, Miss Princess. Finish with
Oh, no, I don't want to hold you up. But that was all I had to say. I think guys need to work on taking rejection a little bit more. It's not good to harass chicks. It's not going to make her want you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to leave off with.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not gonna lie, down here in Miami, on the more ignorant sides, I'm not gonna front. Sometimes me and my boys will like hang out at the library or the mall or something like that, see a female, try to holler at her, and then get all bipolar whenever she turns us down or whatever. So I kind of hear what you're saying, but then after a while, I was like, you know what? I can't. That ain't cool. So females say no, turn me down easy. I'll be like, all right, I apologize. I'm bothering you. You stay blessed. Boom. And you take that attitude and you keep it pushing. That's what brothers need to do. Now, in terms of them, how to approach a female, like Chris, how would you approach a female to where it won't seem like street harassment?
I just go up straight up and say, hi, my name's Chris. I think you're a good-looking person. Would you like to go on a date? And if she says no, no.
Wow, man, you straight to the point. Some dudes, they try to get the number first and all of that, and then try to set up something to see if it's worth their time. But being direct, how do you feel that works, Miss Princess?
I'm up in the Northeast. I'm in New York City, so everything is fast-paced. And to be honest, I really believe I'm in the wrong region. Where I'm at, people are really focused on commercialism, making money. So it's not really a family-oriented environment anyway where I'm at. But for the most part, as far as dating, the typical situation, and I've heard it from other chicks over here, is dude gets your number and then he hits you up with a text message usually. Are you trying to chill? Are you trying to hang out? It's not really formal like, what are you interested in? And trying to find out her likes and dislikes. It's more so, let's chill, let's hang out. So that's pretty much the culture here. So I don't know what's going on. I really
get
don't
straight
know.
to the point.
So,
Get straight to the point because everything's on that New York minute sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's like everything is like microwave. Everybody wants that instant gratification here. So it's like it's not really, nobody's trying to build roots. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just, I don't know what's going on, to be honest, but it's, I don't know. That's pretty much what it is. Everybody's hooking up and not really fitting here. So I don't know. It's weird.
It's starting to look like that down here too. Trust me, everybody and their mama trying to holler at each other. They in the club, in the strip club, trying to hang out. trying to vibe, exchange numbers, and then 2 days later they're trying to make it a night Netflix sort of night. You feel me?
Personally, that's why I want to stay single.
So Chris, with street harassment, to stay on topic, what do you consider that, and do you think this is kind of silly for some of these women to be hollering street harassment when it's really just guys trying to get to know you?
Yeah. What I consider street harassment is the guy constantly pestering the woman, even though she's made it clear that it's not going to happen. That is street harassment to me.
All right. So do you think just saying hi to a female or how you doing, miss, you look lovely today, to catch her attention, and her walking away, not saying anything, do you consider that street harassment? I mean, the guy got rejected. He's cool with it. He's not saying anything. All he did was hi, you look lovely today, hoping to catch attention, but nothing sparked. He kept moving and she kept moving. Would you consider that street harassment? Because I mean, that's included in what it is that some of these women are saying as street harassment.
I don't think that's street harassment. I think harassment is when you keep going on and on, or after she already turned you down, you proceed to call her out her name and stuff like that. I think that's harassment. It's verbal. It's a form of verbal abuse.
Hey, Mom.
When you start off. Huh?
Be like, hey, mom, hey, little mama, hey.
I mean, you don't have your idiots that speak like that, but, I'm saying, like, after you don't already made Esther, she don't already made her point, look, I don't want to be bothered, and it's like, oh, well, fuck you then, bitch, and that's why you fat anyway, that's why your weed's nappy, and so all of that, like, it turns into verbal abuse, so it is, I think it's a form of street harassment when you start acting like that, to me. Now if you really want to take it there, when he begins to like want to touch on you and grab you and you didn't give him your consent, that's the true definition. But I don't know, that's crazy. I haven't seen that though. Like, I haven't seen that. I haven't been involved in that. I think they know better than to put their hands on me.
So, all right, gangster. So how would you want somebody to approach you? As you as a woman, but just school us. Maybe we doing something wrong. I mean, just fill us in.
Well, this is my main pet peeve in the street is dudes that try to talk to me from behind. Because my thing is, well, you didn't even get a chance to see my face first. So, how do you know what I look like from the front? Because I was crossing the street one day and this dude was in his car and I know he didn't see the front of me. He only seen the back of me. Like that's a pet peeve of mine. But my thing is, just be a gentleman. Good morning and light conversation. And I mean, just be yourself. That's it. I mean, it's not really. I don't think it's too much to it. Just be yourself. Not be corny or cheesy.
All right, hold on real quick. We have another caller coming in. 215.
Can I call back? I have to step off for a minute.
All right, make it quick because
right.
Get off in about another 14 minutes. So call back.
All right, well then I'll just catch you next go round because I'm kind of in the middle of something too.
All right. Next segment.
All right.
Don't worry, I'll tag you. Don't worry.
Okay, bye.
All right. 215. Where you calling from? How you doing? How you feeling? How you living?
Hey, it's Way. I was just calling to listen. What's up?
Hey, what's happening? Nah, man, if I see you, you better say something. That's how I operate.
All right, cool.
Just call
I don't know where exactly where we are in the discussion as far as the harassment. But all I can say is I've encountered my own bits of harassment. I always found it funny that a man always approaches a woman inappropriately, especially in front of his friends, showing off. Like, hey baby, and then if the woman doesn't respond, she keeps walking, or she looks at him like, well, fuck you then, bitch, you ugly anyway. I'm like, really? But in fact, it happened the other day because I was just celebrating his birthday, so I was walking around. I had this crown on my head, and he was like, thank you. He was like, hey princess. I just kept walking. Hey princess, hey. I just kept walking. Number one, I'm not a princess, I'm a queen, but I didn't feel the need to address him. But it's like stuff like that. Why do men feel the need to show that as in front of their friends, especially? I feel like when men approach women, whether it's inappropriate or not, in front of their friends, is different from when they approach a woman and he's by himself. You know, and sometimes men don't even mean to be rude, but it's because it's the epidemic of there not being any role models for these men out here to show you how to appropriately approach a woman, that he comes off as inappropriate. Sometimes it may not even be his intention, and then a woman gets offended, and there's this misunderstanding, and the dude may be like, well, damn, I can't get a woman no matter what I do in person. Sometimes bitch, da-da-da. I feel like it's a constant case of misunderstanding, back and forth, misunderstanding, misinterpretation. There's so much stuff, and so many things that seem like they're separate are actually interconnected. So that's what I want to say on it.
Yeah, and I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you because I'm not going to lie, man. Back when I was a lot more ignorant, hanging out with my friends, like we would try to talk to a female, she'd ignore us. One of us would be quick to be like, fuck you then, bitch, you know, something like that. Or she'll be like, I got a man. Well, that nigga ain't here. And what that's supposed to mean? And yeah, we're just really ignorant here in Miami sometimes, you know, so I admit that. But one person made this point, though. And I wanted to ask Princess, I hope she calls back, this question. That if say that it's a guy who the woman, like she sees that it's a guy who looks attractive to her, who she deems as cute or what have you, is it a different reaction when he's like, hey, Mom, how you doing? She turns around, sees him or whatever, or he approaches her and she's like, okay, he looks nice. Is there a big difference? Does that matter?
For me, yes, it does, because I feel like your looks are a bonus. I'm not exactly picky, but I'm not just going to go for the Hunchback of Notre Dame either. That's just me. That's just my preferences. However,
even if he ain't got even if Hunchback got all nice shoes, right?
Listen, I'm not into superficial things, but I do have my preferences. Like, you can be cute, but just when you open your mouth and coming at me on some sideways stuff, I'm going to be like, oh, bye, you're ugly. Like, not like saying it to him, but to myself, it's like, you look good, but you're an ugly person because of the way you're approaching me. Whether it's your fault or not, it's like, it's not my concern. It's just that you approach me the wrong way. I'm not the one. All right, keep moving. So, and it's sad, too. And it's even to the point where it's in the law, like street harassment, like something over here in Philly is called holler back or something like that. Like, to ban street harassment and report it to the police and all that stuff. I'm like, to me, it's not that deep, because everybody can talk shit all they want to as long as you don't put your hands on me. I feel like it's another way to have men under attack, particularly black men. But that's another story.
We hollering at everything is cute.
Yeah, because mostly black men sometimes, let me not say that. It's most likely that it'll be a black man who will approach a woman inappropriately and be noticed for it because he's black. Let me say it like that.
Yeah.
Because, it's all kinds of ignorant, disrespectful men in all races, but because we're the target, they're going to, magnify it and blow it up out of proportion. So they got things like holler back, report street harassment, hey sexy, hey baby, why don't you smile, or what you gay. And it has it like on the trains and buses, like the phrases that men would say, it will be considered street harassment. So if a woman sees that on the bus and she says, well, this said that to me, and then it starts this whole other big thing. I feel like we need to be the ones that call each other out on it somehow, some way, like having discussions like this. But it's like, where is there a starting point? Because again, all these things are related with all the other issues that we have as a people, as a race overall, even down to something as simple as hair, or something as simple as the way you approach one another, and then the misunderstanding between us, black men and black women, African men, African women in general overall. So it's just a mess.
Exactly.
And it's sad too. It's a cycle that needs to be broken. These men approaching women the wrong way. Why? Because there's nothing out here really that shows you how to approach a woman. And if you do, you'd be hard pressed to find it, or it'll be ignored because negativity and evil is so-called winning. It seems like evil is winning. Like, if it's not negative, we don't want to hear it. If it's not negative, we don't want to see it. And if it's positive, you have to search very, very hard for it. And it's like a program in the brain.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, it's like bad behaviors being rewarded left and right. So I hear exactly what you're saying, you know. But with the whole street harassment with guys, being rude and stuff like that. I mean, like I was saying, I was like that with me and my friends. But then after a few months, I was like, you know what, this ain't cool. So I changed my approach and learned how to be more willing to accept when a female turns me down or whatever, and find an even nicer way to be like, you know what, I'm sorry, miss, I'm bothering you. You stay blessed. Boom. You see what I'm saying? So you have to sometimes police yourself if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to change. You see what I mean? So, but like you said, the whole people sticking to what's negative or whatever to just keep perpetuating that or whatever, keeping it going. It's like they get a kick out of, or they feel some sort of satisfaction from doing it the wrong way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it could be somebody could step in school and be like, hey, young brother, nah, you don't need to do it like that. Do it like this, that, the third. Step your game up. Be a true player about yours. Be a Mac about yours. And then again, you have to also, the individual has to be willing to be like, you know what, I do want to change up in order to progress and move forward, become a better individual. Now, Brother Chris, you've been kind of quiet, and we apologize for neglecting you. You care to share, like, what's the rudest thing you ever seen a guy do? Like, one of your friends. You ain't got to give no names. You ain't got to snitch on your homie. Just give us some examples.
And I'm really had a lot of friends. So when I was in high school.
What's the rudest thing you've seen or heard? Because, I mean, the rudest thing I remember seeing, a guy, I'll never forget. I mean, this wasn't even in the street. It was in the hallway in high school. Well, I've seen worse, but this is the quickest one that hits me to mind. A guy grabbed this girl in the rear end or whatever because she was acting snobbish, if you will, how she was acting. It's like he was like, hey, how you doing? This, she ain't like his approach, so she turned her nose up and literally, like, she turned her nose up and walked away. He grabbed her on the behind.
Smacked him. I'm sorry. He put his hands on her.
She turned around and smacked him. Next thing you know, this was a big dude too. He grabbed her and mushed her head into the locker and pretty much knocked her out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was standing there like, dude, where's security? Where's security? And then one of his homeboys was like, well, that bitch shouldn't have been acting like that. I'm like, really? You just gonna co-sign that, dog? So, that's when I got close and helped her up or whatever. They walked away. And I'm like, dang, nobody. I was looking around for security like, wow, dang, nobody gonna do nothing? Dang, y'all.
This is a fear-based society, too. Let's not forget that. Like I said, it goes back to so many factors. It's like to see what's right and not do it is to be a coward. That's what that is. But this is such a fear-based society. Like, they show you people who try to call themselves playing the hero, but look what happened. Like, for example, you get choked out by the police. Like the man that got choked to death by the police trying to break up a fight. It's like when we do things that we know is right, we see that there are consequences. That's what they project. So nobody wants to step up and say, yo, you're wrong. And I can admit I do that sometimes. It's like the fear that's in there, and I'm aware of it, and it shouldn't be there. But it's just that, there's nobody putting anybody else in check at all. So,
me myself, I'm willing to step up and say something or whatever, where when the situation is right or wrong or whatever. I've always been like that. In that one instance, I was literally down the hall and heard the bang. Not really. I heard the slap. Turned around and then saw her head going to the. I was like, God! And I ran down the hall to see see what I can do to help. I swear, people just let her lay there, and I got close and was trying to pick her up and be like, I'm like, how y'all just gonna let her just lay here? Y'all ain't nobody saying nothing. That's always been me whenever there's something wrong, because ain't too many people I fear. I mean, I'm not that big of a dude, but then again, with the people I grew up around, I mean, everybody was pretty much taller than I am or whatever, so to be able to fend my own or whatever, trust me, I can do that very well. I just don't exert that all the time because I feel no need to. But bottom line, to do what's right, that has to be in you, period. You know what I mean? You have to be unafraid of the situation, because what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. But with some situations, like in terms of like domestic situations where it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or whatever, and they yelling at each other, and the husband or boyfriend smacks the woman, or the woman, she takes it overboard, and the police will come, or you'll try to break it up, and they'll get mad at you because you trying to help them. Yeah, like in those instances, that's out of your hand, because you want to deal with that crap, that's on you. But in terms of like seeing some sort of street harassment and stuff like that, like I do check young brothers on that sometimes. Like if they be like, well, F you then, I'll be like, well, hold up, bruh. Hold up. You sounding bipolar right now, man. And then I'll bring it to the side. Like, I ain't gonna cuss you out and none of that, my brother. I'm just gonna school you on something, my brother. Try to make you a better man out here, my brother. And then boom, that I'll talk to him. I've done that twice or whatever to like a few young knuckleheads or whatever, that reminded me of myself when I was in high school, late 90s, early 2000s or whatever,
Yeah, and it's like with things like that where the man says, well, F you then, da-da-da, it's like I see the woman sometimes, especially she's a young teenage girl, she's not even a woman, she's a girl, she gets pulled into exchanging insults. What you mean, fuck you, nigga, da-da-da, you want to talk to me? Nah, bitch, that's why you a thought, da-da-da. Matter of fact, it happened the other day, next door neighbor, some girls walking down the street, my next door neighbor's son. I'm like, wow. I just went in the house like, wow. That's the first thing I gotta see when I come home? Really?
Little Timmy grew up fast, right?
Right.
All right, we down to like the last 2 minutes or whatever. Anybody that has anything that they have to push or promote, because I like to thank y'all for taking time out of your day to be introduced into the swamp, my neck of the woods. So go ahead, Miss Ways. Go ahead, Brother Chris. Ladies first, Miss Ways, what it is that you have to push and promote. Go ahead.
Actually, it's not anything I want to promote right now. It's just that I have an idea. I was wondering what did you think about the idea of having a show about it the other way around? Because sometimes men get harassed too, and no one ever wants to talk about it. I was just wondering about that, because I've seen girls acting just as thirsty as dudes sometimes. That's just a thought.
And we get called gay for ignoring the female. Trust me, I've been through it. I've been like, you act like you scared of some pussy, nigga. Like, whoa,
right?
Really? It's got to be all that just because I'm not attractive to you. Walking around looking like the busted version of Tiny around here, and you expect me to be like, oh yeah, girl, no, I ain't feeling you, shawty. It don't work like that, man. But you got a website. I know you got a website for your artwork. I mean, what it is you do?
My Facebook, I'm an artist. I'm a photographer, graphic designer, poet, spoken word artist. I do it all. My Facebook page is Soul Meets Body. So that's facebook.com/soul, SOUL.M.body. So, yeah, that's my website.
Okay.
That's my artwork.
All right, you can get my book at www.pipnpens.com. That's P-I-P, as in Gladys Knight is in the Pips, N as in Nancy, Pens as in I have two pens.com. Pipnpens.com. Dragonflies in the Swamp is the book. All right, we got to get up out of here. We're running out of time, and I hope to catch y'all next week with a new topic. Don't worry, you'll see you on Facebook. Peace.
Later.
You can check me out at King Nick Anthony on Facebook, King Nick Anthony on Twitter. Check out my book, Dragonflies in the Swamp. You can see this discussion and more on the website in the artist discussion section. All you have to do is click welcome. Everything will pop up right there. The gift shop is where you can get the book. The artist discussion, where you can see this recording. And pretty soon I'll have a new topic. Just pay attention to it on Facebook or on the website. I'll keep you posted.